Have you ever got that feeling that something is not what it used to? That something you used to love and enjoy is not that great anymore, but you simply don't know why?
Well, that's exactly what's been happening to me regarding Splatoon 3. And I get the feeling that I'm not the only one. But after watching this, I might know the answer to these problematic feelings towards one of my favorite games. 1 week ago, we were lucky enough to have both a Nintendo Direct and a State of Play the same day. I don't know why I watched the State of Play because I don't even own a PlayStation, but when the Splatoon clone appeared to announce their open beta, I noticed something that Splatoon lacks and desperately needs. So please bear with me, keep an open mind, and let me fry. Before I tell you what Splatoon needs, I need to explain to you what the current problem is. When Splatoon 3 was announced and released, there was controversy around the game. Some even started calling it Splatoon 2.5. At that time I didn't pay much attention to these type of comments because I was blinded with hype. But after a year with the game, my opinion started to change. The first Splatoon was a groundbreaking game that took the average shooter and transformed it into something fresh, with its cartoonish graphics and gameplay revolving ink. The uniqueness of the game was the reason many players gave it a shot, but the world, the characters, the community, and post-launch content made those players stay. The success of the game led to Splatoon 2, which improved a lot from the previous game. But to be honest, at that time we were just happy to have more games on the Nintendo Switch. They could have just ported Splatoon 1 and we probably wouldn't have complained. But no, they knew they could offer more. Adding Salmon Run since launch, and in only 4 months the new rank mode Clan Blitz. After that they slowed down with the big updates, but before the 1-year anniversary they gave us the best Splatoon DLC, the Octo expansion. And that was enough to make us happy. But what happened with Splatoon 3? Why does it feel that something is missing from this game? It came out with base Splatoon 2 with all previous game modes, which is perfectly valid. They even made it so Salmon Run doesn't require a schedule now. That's great! They have learned, they surely won't make that same mistake again. An incomplete card game. Yes, that one. The one hidden in the plaza and could only be played against CPUs. I know some of you love the funny card game, but my guess is that most players only played once or twice and already forgot about it. And I'm being generous, some might not even know what a table turf is. I don't even think the devs consider it a new game mode, since to this day it still doesn't have a fast travel icon from the menu. And last but not least, a story mode, I guess? Don't get me wrong, I have loved every single Splatoon story mode, and it was not deception, they are just good. But that's it. Fuck. That's everything we got. But it's actually okay. It was the beginning of the game, a game that we knew it would have regular updates and content every 3 months. 1 year later, events have been great between Splatfest and big runs. They added X-Rank, which I don't know why it was included since release, but okay. A new King Salmonid, nice. They finally finished Table Turf and they made Nostalgia DLC for the low price of $25. Woo! But at least it's getting new content soon, right? Right? And don't get me started with challenges. For me, it feels like we still have the same game since launch, which is, apart from story mode, practically Splatoon 2. I know every update doesn't have to be massive with content, but if you are saying that you are only giving a 2-year post-launch content support and you're already halfway, there's something wrong. Nintendo keeps repeating the same mistake with the new games. They're trying to maintain our interest in these games by telling us that there will be free updates or DLC in the future, but that content doesn't feel like something new or extra, but rather like it should have been in the game since the beginning. You could do so much more with this game, but instead of doing more, they are doing less. Nintendo needs a reality check, someone that takes their idea and do what they don't. And that's where Foamstars comes in. In the recent open beta announcement, we can see the game modes that will be available to play. But I want to make emphasis on Happy Bad Survival, that gives me more Splatoon vibes. The narrator says that it's a 2v2 battle to control the arena, and the twist is that you will be having support of teammates from the outskirts. It's a very simple concept that could perfectly fit as a variant of Turf War. You could make the sports only have specials and the map smaller, maybe with a resemblance of Black Belly Skatepark, and reduce the time by half of a normal Turf War. By all means, I'm not trying to say that the Splatoon team should copy Foamstars' idea. I just want to showcase how Foamstars created a whole new game mode by only making a few changes to an already existing concept. And this is a thing that even the Splatoon community has been doing over the years, but the problem of those fan-made games is that they need some certain level of organization and, above all, friends. That's why many people rely on the things that are already part of the game. So why don't do that? Let's fantasize a little bit about what mini games or game modes we would wish they add to Splatoon 3. And I actually already made a list of this. Let's start with the things that are impossible to happen, the things that Nintendo will say no. And by that I mean minigames. Do you remember the arcade minigames from the first Splatoon, the ones you could play while waiting the match? Why not bring them back and add a little twist? Now, not only you can play the arcade while waiting, but also if you're not in matchmaking, the game turns into a multiplayer online. You can play against random people or friends, a squid ball or a squid jump or squid beats or squid racers. It could be nice, right? Now, I want to make emphasis on Squid Racers because this game has the potential to be more than just an arcade game. Do you remember those levels in Alterna that you were racing against time? And you said, oh, that's cool? Well, imagine making those levels into a whole minigame multiplayer thing, like a Mario Kart or Mario Party, with custom maps, different type of racers, with only, brushes only, a combination of both, or even zipcaster races. Oh, that would be so freaking cool. Oh my fucking god, I'm sweating. There are so many levels in Alterna that could be turned into minigames, like the one you need to jump to survive, the ink is lava, the rails levels. They could make that there are multiple targets appearing while grinding, and the player that destroys more wins. They could make a whole Mario Party Splatoon game out of this, bro. Okay, let's move on with game modes that could actually fit into Nintendo's ideology. So let's see what we have here. Imagine entering a map, receiving a weapon that you don't know how to use properly, and see balloons coming down from the sky. The main objective of this game is to destroy more balloons than the other team. Maybe we could have different type of balloons. The normal type that reduces your score by 1, others that reduce your score by 5 for example, and maybe other types of balloons that will give penalty to the other team. The simple fact that you have to deal with the other team will add that level of strategy and chaos we would love to see in a Splatoon. I imagine this game mode in two different ways. One is a combination between Splat Zones and Rainmaker, in which a big 8-ball spawns in the middle of the map, and you have to move it by shooting at it to a hole near the enemy base. When inside the hole, your time will start decreasing, and if the other team pushes it out or destroys it for example, your time stops and you will get the penalty. I see a lot of problems with this 8-ball. Mainly that some maps will need a lot of changes for this to work, so that's why I thought of a second 8-ball. In this one, 8 balls will spawn with different sizes representing their value and complexity, and there will be colored holes spread around the myth. Putting a ball inside a hole with the color of your team will give you the points, but putting it in the enemy's team will make their penalty go up and maybe give you some points. This game mode can definitely work using the Rainmaker map layout, so they will not have to make a lot of changes in the maps. So this will be a variant of Torque War or maybe a rotation of challenges, I don't know, whatever you like. But the main thing is that you do not have a special. But as the match progresses, these boxes appear in the map, and when you destroy them, a random special appears. It could be anything, it could be a Tacticooler, a Trizuka, a bubble, any random special appears. That's it, that's the whole game. Like, it's a normal turf war, but you have random specials. At any time you can get your hands into one of these boxes. Editor Gorgio here. It's late at night, but I'm still here. While editing this video, I found out that the target shooting and special modes already existed in Splatoon 1, showing us how solid this game already was. I gotta finish this video for tomorrow, so I gotta keep going, but I just want to take this opportunity to say that if you like the content, you can support me by subscribing and liking. I do really appreciate it. Thank you, and let's keep going. The crazy thing is that this type of game modes could also work in Salmon Run. Like, for example, the target shooting one, you throw 4 players into the arena, but they are divided in pairs. Now you put the Mothership boss, and the pair that defeats more flying salmonids wins. Or if you want it more simpler, you could even do a golden egg race. The pair that puts more golden eggs into the basket wins. This type of game modes work perfectly in Salmon Run because the complexity comes in the fact that you have to compete against the other pair, but at the same time work with it so you don't get wiped out. Of course, they will need to tone down a little bit the difficulty of the waves, but it's still a good idea, and JMoji actually already did that. Sadly, I don't think Nintendo is planning to add anything at all apart from the regular stuff, so I really hope a game like Foamstars has success and goes above and beyond to create more, so Splatoon has a direct competitor and can aspire for more. But it's okay, Nintendo, you don't have to create more content for us. It takes time and money. But let me give you 3 simple things that you could have done to make Splatoon 3 a much better experience. Number 1, Table Turf should have been completed since launch. And by that I mean with the online, because some of us just want to jump into it and learn the hard way. It's fine to have the CPUs, but only having it as an option was the right decision. Number 2, challenges should have come out a little bit earlier to maintain the interest of casuals returning to Splatoon and new players trying to get hooked on the game. But we all know the real problem about challenges, and it's the 2-hour play window at very specific and horrible times. I kid you not when I tell you that the only challenge I have been able to play was the one that you could only use your primary ability. Like, I literally play regular turf war for 3 matches because the event was over. Do you remember when we complained about Salmon Run in Splatoon 2? Well, it's funny to think that it might actually be a middle ground solution to make challenges schedules work as Splatoon 2 Salmon Run. There will be more consistency between times and dates, we will play a lot more, and the only thing they need to do is implement rotations between challenges. It's not that hard, I think. I'm finally working on the DLC much sooner. Officially announced on February 8th, but it seems that they were planning on it since the first Splatoon 3 Direct on August 10th, 2022. Ooh, that's a lot of time, but you could have gotten away with it if you followed the 4 extra steps. Release another game mode. It could be another rank, or maybe something more casual like a variant of Turf War, whatever, just another game mode. I was planning to make this list with only the things they have given us so far, but I firmly believe that another game mode would be enough. Back to Splatoon 2, there were rumors about 8-Ball coming to the game, but since Nintendo has been trying to make Splatoon 3 into a more competitive thing by promoting and creating tournaments, I especially don't think they want to add another rank mode, since it could complicate the competitive aspect, but that's why I'm also suggesting something more casual. But this is also kind of stupid because it seemed that the objective of challenges was exactly that, but they f***ed that up, so the least you can do is fix challenges. Ooh, that was a lot of feelings I didn't knew I had. If you notice, I never talk about weapons, nor maps, nor anything else, because anything else other people already cover, or for me, they're okay. I didn't need to talk about it. I like being hard on this game because I love this franchise. I love the festivals, the characters, the world, the community. However, the first Splatoon was the game that broke the boundaries of the typical shooter and formed the bones of what the franchise is and will become next. Putting a 3 on the title and merely polishing those bones won't make it progress. You need to add more, you need to add muscle and flesh. Well, I do not have a lot of muscle, but I have more than your game. So what has been your experience with Splatoon 3? Are you still having fun, or are you just coming back for those special events? Let me know in the comments down below, and I think that's it for me. See you in the next one. Y ya se muere alguien.